So guys, look, we are honestly, like, no jokes aside, hardcore Pokemon fans.
Very hardcore.
We've played since Blue, we've played every single one, and we thought the last one was probably the best one that's come out.
I think it's actually the best game ever made.
Yeah.
So you're shortchanging it when you say that.
Sekiro won this year? I can't believe that. Oh wait, was it? Came out this year? No, it came out last year.
Wow, you really blew this opening, Sam. Guys, Pokemon is a video game that we don't like because we're haters.
We're edgy and we thought we'd joke with you.
We're haters, apparently. Vote for Temtem, guys. Temtem 2020.
It's on the rise.
What we've got now is some news about Pokemon and its approach to leakers. Nintendo has had very little chill when it comes to this sort of stuff. Given how much Pokemon's launch was kind of disrupted by the leak of information, many other things. It turns out now they found out who at least some of these leakers are, and they brought the hammer down on them. Eurogamer described it this way: Nintendo fingers rogue reviewer for Pokemon Sword and Shield leaks.
They fingered them, everybody.
Now, whatever they're looking for, there needs to be better ways of finding it than
Nintendo
this.
has zero chill.
I mean, you're meant to be a family-friendly brand. This is not okay.
Now I'm gonna grab me something sweet.
Scandal update.
Mario!
Sleeps nude in an oxygen tent, which he believes gives him sexual powers.
Hey, that's a half-truth.
Guess who's back? Guys, announcement, okay? Big announcement. I started a new channel, Sam Astor, check it out. Link in the description. Movie and reviews. Love to see you there. But what are we talking about today, Ralph? We're talking about Pokemon.
Are we?
I don't know. Or are we just talking about
Are we talking about your new channel then?
I don't know.
Let's see. Let's just keep doing that, shall we? Okay, let's talk about this story, okay?
Let's talk about Pokemon.
As we know, Pokemon Sword and Shield has had a very, very rough launch for a number of reasons. The game itself, I think, was not fantastic. It is the lowest reviewed Pokemon game by Metacritic, for sure.
Some people loved it though, okay, but
sure.
look, it did seem for the first time in a long time, for actually ever, that people were putting bad reviews on Metacritic because they weren't liking Pokemon.
Yep.
This is new territory. Temtem's also come along, new Pokemon style game, and giving Pokemon a run for its money.
Some Temtem and attack techniques can only be acquired through the breeding center. And while
I was just looking for the sports channel.
There's also Dexit, of course, in terms
Yeah.
of there was this whole we culling half of the roster and people were annoyed about that. Then they came out and said, well, the reason we're doing that, guys, because we want to improve animations and put efforts elsewhere. Then they released some DLC, and the DLC has now all the Pokemon that are missing.
Not all, but some.
Well, a lot, yeah. So a lot of people are annoyed for numerous reasons.
Correct. And I think that Dexit was really exacerbated by the fact that there were leaks before then, right? So leaks well before the game was actually released showed just how many of the Pokemon were missing, and that allowed people just to stew and be mad because the game wasn't out. They knew that they weren't going to get all the Pokemon they wanted, and they couldn't play the game and enjoy it and share their enjoyment, so they were just sitting there waiting for this game to come out, just being angry. And it created a big sort of like circle jerk for weeks and weeks of everyone just being pissed off at Game Freak and Pokemon and Nintendo.
Very strange for gamers to be angry.
Very rare.
Strange,
Very
but
rare.
they embraced it.
I wouldn't go outside if I were you.
Don't worry, boys. He's gotta come out of there sometime.
Nintendo are pursuing the Dexit-related leaks. They actually have issued subpoenas to Discord to try and find the names of 3 anonymous people who are on Discord who are responsible for leaking this information. It was apparently from a strategy guide, and they're like, hey, we want to find out who these people are, and we want to do something. It's unclear.
I don't know what they want to do,
It's
though.
unclear if they're going to sue them and empty their bank accounts, take all their assets, or if they're just going to find them out and do something else. Who knows?
Could be some 16-year-old kid that just who knows?
I know. So look, it is.
Who knows?
It's always sort of a bit unclear when it comes to these things. But either way, that's going on. This is actually not what we're talking about here today. There was another leak about some screenshots of new Pokemon, never before revealed Pokemon, that were circulated in advance during the review period of the game. So there were review copies that were out, people were playing it, and then someone took some screenshots of the game and then posted them online, revealing new Pokemon. Nintendo ran this to ground and found out that it was actually a Portuguese website by the name of F Nintendo. That's your cue, Sam.
Oh, that's my cue. F Nintendo. That sounds like press F for Nintendo, guys.
Great.
There we go.
Great delivery. Great delivery. Glad we rehearsed.
That was actually the way that we were supposed to deliver it, everyone. That was perfectly done, okay? Now, that's what's been happening, and they actually came out with an official statement, and this is what it said. These Pokemon were leaked by a reviewer for the Portuguese website F Nintendo, who had received an early copy of the game for review purposes. Reads a part of the statement. Both he and F Nintendo failed to handle confidential material, resulting in a clear breach of the confidentiality agreement between Nintendo and the media outlet. As a result, Nintendo will no longer work with F Nintendo. Nintendo will always protect its intellectual property and brands. Leaks hurt not just Nintendo, but the thousands of employees who work hard to bring games to market, and the millions of fans around the world who look forward to news and surprises.
You committed the cardinal sin, F Nintendo. You hurt not only Nintendo, but also yourself. Remember that? You know that meme?
No.
Oh, it's such a good meme.
But that doesn't sound like a good meme.
How do you do, fellow kids?
But look, I get it. You are entrusted with some stuff. Now we've also reviewed stuff in the past and had to sign some shit and whatever. And like that's part and parcel of it. And it's not a great move when you do kind of breach that. I remember when we saw Cyberpunk in 2018.
Oh my god, what a dick
and that guy
was.
sat
What
there
a fucking
recording it.
asshole.
And all these devs were like, hey guys, just make sure, please no recording. And they were so passionate, and they just want to show us the game.
Yeah.
And this guy did that, and then he came out with like, well, that's part of like being a journalist.
God, he was
by
a
like
dickhead.
fucking people over. No, it's not, dude. So
He
look,
was so... Oh my god.
That was the
I'm so
worst.
glad that nobody knows who he is. Like,
I don't know what his name
He's
is.
a complete just nuff nobody.
Yeah.
And he was the most self-righteous... Anyway, you'll go and find the footage. Leaked Cyberpunk audio. Go and listen to his justification. What a dickhead. Anyway, so the interesting thing about this is that Nintendo actually sort of like named and shamed this reviewer specifically, like this publication. Usually when there's a disagreement with a publication, they just kind of quietly blacklist them and they just kind of like sweep that under the rug.
peace out.
Yeah, but it seems like here Nintendo were looking to make a bit of an example of them and say like, hey guys, this is the website that did it. If you do this, we will sever ties with you. It's also interesting that they didn't choose to pursue any legal action, given that, they were within their rights to do that. Like NDAs are sort of binding.
Legal binding documents. And I have a feeling that we've been blacklisted from a few people too, and they have not mentioned.
They don't
have
mention
not
it to us.
Told us.
We never got an email from Bethesda being like, hey guys, you're on the blacklist now. Grats, welcome. Here's what
Yeah.
you should know. Like, know before you go start a pack for being on the blacklist.
Blacklist orientation. And EA also.
Arigato.
Yes.
Arigato.
All right, 2 seats at the sushi bar. You know what? Actually, I think we'd prefer to sit at a table, please.
Sad. Very sad.
But we also got,
got
recently sent Jedi Fallen Order.
We
So
did get review
maybe
code for
we're
Jedi Fallen Order.
Maybe on the whitelist again.
But I think we got that from global EA, not EA, so, Australia. So I think EA Australia still hates us, but I think global are like, whatever, we don't care.
Yeah, they probably just don't know us. But, so it is pretty common in the industry. If it does happen, you don't really know it's happened.
Correct. So, but here they've actually said very clearly, we're going to do it. We're gonna blacklist you guys. But again, I actually kind of think Nintendo have handled this quite well, can I say? Because they could have gone after these guys, completely shut down their website, and ruined the life of the reviewer, but they did it. The reviewer, by the way, has been sacked from the website. He's no longer there.
He has been Philip Mewson.
He has been Philip Mewson,
Okay.
the
He's gone.
IGN reviewer who was let go of from IGN for doing some really hard-hitting
plagiarizing.
quality journalism, right?
Well, that was plagiarizing. That's different, but like. Same thing. They're both going to be finding it very difficult to find jobs. That's
right.
ultimately
They should start a
the
channel.
Philip connection.
They should start a channel together. That'd be great.
That'd be great. I'd tune in for that.
The blacklisted gaming. It is within companies' rights to take sort of legal action about this sort of stuff, and certainly sometimes they do, but it's a bit of a grey area sometimes. So for example, I mean recently we had, with 2K Games and Borderlands, you had the deletion of Supmato, the YouTuber who was leaking information which he obtained from Twitch streams, sort of like bit of fiddling around in the back end allowed him to get some information that wasn't publicly available. He was selling that information on his Discord, and then 2K used that as a justification to completely wipe this guy from the internet. They sent hired goons to his house to ask him
That's right.
questions. They took down his
PIs.
Discord, and they deleted his channel from YouTube through copyright strikes. So he is gone
He's
now
gone. Epic
because
Game-
of that thing.
Epic Games also, they are currently suing a QA tester because they leaked Chapter 2 of Fortnite. So look, that's a thing. That's probably more in line with this in terms of you've signed documents and
Yeah.
you breach that contract, and then they come after you. So
sure.
there are certain times when, of course, it is going to be more justified. But yeah, I wonder what the end game is for this. This is my big question. Is it to actually sue these dudes, or is it really just to set an example? It feels like it's just to set an example. I don't really think they want to take any money off these people. They just want to make sure that in the future, other journalists know, don't do that because you're taking money off us by leaking shit.
Yeah, and also something that you probably don't know is that Nintendo are super, super crazy about protecting leaks, because like YouTubers actually can't get review code for Nintendo product most of the time. There are some YouTubers who are on their like super trusted preferred list
Because they're safe.
But like for example, I can't get Nintendo review code.
I don't think you've ever got a single one.
I haven't.
Oh, you got Mario Odyssey.
I got
once.
sent that after release.
After.
Because again, they classify YouTubers as like high risk influencers, and they don't release any code early. They have, as I said, handpicked one or two that they kind of say, okay, we can absolutely definitely trust you.
Like that blue puppet. What's his name? Arlo.
Whatever. He's
probably on the list. He's probably on the list.
So look, Nintendo are very sensitive about this stuff. They take it very, very seriously. And here's the sort of proof in the pudding. Putting these guys on the blacklist is obviously a pretty serious move. Fingering them though is even more serious. And I think
that's
I think that's a bit too far, Nintendo.
Especially in 2020. I mean,
it's
any year really. In any year, it's not good.
It's not okay.
Especially right now. So
rethink that move, Nintendo.
Yes.
Please just keep your fingers
out
of leakers.
Out of leakers, because
That's right.
it will make it leak.
It's unhygienic.
What?
Did you use hand sanitizer?
Whatever.